Everybody hates the Velma show, and as far as I can tell, everything seems to be good faith arguments. I mean, I'm on Twitter a lot, way more than I'd like, and I haven't seen any bad faith arguments. Like, I'm sure that they're out there, but I'm not sure this is a She-Hulk situation. I think people genuinely just hate this show. I'm gonna explain my theory on why the show has gotten the reception it has. Number one, it's not funny. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. No, just kidding. Of course there's more. It's not that it's not funny, it's that it's painfully unfunny. The jokes all feel lazy or half thrown together, and when they do make a funny joke, they immediately ruin it by double dipping.
Oh God, he looks like Hitler! And not just because we compare everyone to Hitler these days.
So much of the humor here is either commenting on our current political culture or just making references to adult mystery shows. The characters are completely unlikable. Daphne is a self-proclaimed bitch, Fred is a spoiled man-child, Shaggy is a creepy simp, and Velma, do not get me fucking started on Velma. She is insufferable. What if you took the two most annoying characters from Scream and Rick and Morty and combined them? She's annoying, cringe, not nearly as smart as she thinks she is, and as I said before, not funny. Now, are the characters being unlikable a big deal? No, actually. There are plenty of comedy shows that have unlikable characters. Archer is the first show that comes to mind, but there's plenty of other shows, like Seinfeld and It's Always Sunny. The thing is, these shows are generally regarded as being very funny. They've all had runs of 10+ years in spite of the characters not being likable, because the writing is funny enough for you to look past that. Let's talk about meta humor. For those that don't know, meta humor is when the characters comment on the genre of the story they're in. It can also mention something about the creative process or the creative team behind the show. Now, if you really know what you're doing, like Edgar Wright, you can craft a plot that plays with the tropes and trappings of a genre and comment on them, reinforce them, or subvert them. The problem is that when meta humor is done wrong, it can torpedo the product. Generally speaking, the goal of fiction is to make the audience believe what is happening is real. You want them to be completely immersed in the world so that they can fully empathize with what's going on. When you make a meta joke, you're intentionally making the audience stop viewing this as a real scenario and you're making them think about some other piece of media. Now, if you got a great joke, you're setting up their expectations to subvert them later, you're making a biting political point, you can get away with this, you can get away with it often. If you're taking the audience out of your world for some lazy ass joke about 420,
you know what 420 is, right?
Yeah, it's code for adults who still watch cartoons.
they're going to hate it. If this show was funny, then I wouldn't mind that you made these characters so annoying. I had to physically pause the second episode so I wouldn't yank my TV off the wall and break the shit over my knee. And as a byproduct of the meta humor, they've also made the characters incredibly cynical. And I get to thinking, this is basically Riverdale, but a comedy. But here's the thing, nobody cares about Archie. Like, sure, I knew that Archie was a thing, but it didn't have the same generational appeal as something like Scooby-Doo. I was born in 1993, and I can remember watching at least 5 different Scooby-Doo iterations across my lifetime. That doesn't include the movies, the video games, or the crossovers. In 2000, Cartoon Network did a popularity contest, and Scooby-Doo won in 2000, when Cartoon Network was at its peak. This franchise has been popping for 50+ years. People have infinitely more interest in Scooby-Doo than Archie. You've taken these characters we all know and love, made them shitty, unfunny caricatures of themselves. It's going to leave a shitty taste in people's mouths. Even calling them a caricature is too kind. None of these characters resemble their original counterparts. It's like somebody who never watched Scooby-Doo was assigned with doing a satire. Shaggy isn't even called Shaggy anymore, he's called Norville or some shit. And this doesn't feel like Shaggy at all. And look, I don't care about the race change, okay? I don't hate black people. Here's a picture of me. Do I look like I hate black people in this picture of me? So this isn't even a satire of the original. Funny enough, the 2000 Scooby-Doo movie is infinitely better than this, or at least it felt like somebody who actually liked Scooby-Doo, or at least to watch it. This isn't even a high bar. Meta humor just injects this level of irony into things that makes it so cynical. It works in an Edgar Wright movie because ultimately there's a lot of heart which balances it out. If this show was just unfunny but earnest, I feel like the reception would be a lot better. Unfunny and earnest describes most sitcoms that aren't Seinfeld. Or you can be funny and cynical, like South Park. When you see these new shows come out and try to be like South Park, they can't match the humor and end up getting canceled. So the meta humor is unfunny and makes the characters we love into shit reincarnations that don't even resemble the original characters. My question is, what's the point? I know why Hot Fuzz exists. Edgar Wright loves cop movies. I know why the Boondocks exist, to comment on social and political events. I know why Once Upon a Time in Hollywood exists, because Tarantino loves speed. Here's what they could have done to make this show work. Make a Harvey Birdman-esque satire where the gang goes around solving mysteries for existing Hanna-Barbera characters. HBO may not have all the rights to those characters, but you can actually make some really good jokes with this. Make a grown-up version of the Scooby-Doo show we all know and love. Add some murder, some hard romance, you can even do overarching mysteries. This way you can have the mature themes but also keep the original show's heart. Lean into the political satire and use the mysteries as a plot device to talk about the socio-political issues. Which is what they're trying to do, but write it so it's actually good. And I don't think this show is completely ass. There's a few jokes that work, and Minnie Kaling is a talented writer, I'm sure she can figure it out. And to be fair, there's only 2 episodes available. I could totally see them tweaking this to make it work for later seasons. But fixing it will either require bringing back the heart that we're missing, or actually writing some good jokes. Thank you for watching, make sure to like and subscribe. What's your favorite version of Scooby-Doo? Let me know below. Catch you guys in the next one.